I feel like his show was really good, almost in spite of him.
Okay.
6 a day is too many.
You know what? I would agree with that. By the way, y'all know Jared Leto has like an actual bona fide cult, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was...
You guys,
Who's excited for the new Suicide Squad? Coming out August 6th, 2021. Yeah!
Come here.
I'm actually upset.
Like,
for once, I
horns.
actually had like a segue to bring us in, and you decided that was the time to dunk on me, and I am.
Sounds like this guy's not excited for the new
I am
Suicide
very upset.
Squad.
In fairness, Dan, you weren't around when Jackson and I were talking about the Suicide Squad.
So mad.
Yeah, it seems like this guy's not excited for the new Suicide Squad, everybody.
So I so rarely have a topic to come in on, and this is the time that you're like, but what about a bit?
Okay, Dan, what was your bit? Go ahead.
No, it doesn't matter. I don't fucking care anymore. What are we talking about this week? I don't want to talk about it. We're talking about new Suicide Squad. I'm excited as shit.
I'm excited as shit for the new Suicide Squad.
Oh damn, I'm excited for it.
Do you want to come in? You want to come into town and help me drag Jackson to watch it on opening night?
It's gonna be good. I'm hot take. I think it's gonna be good.
I really
haven't seen the first
really feel that you don't need to see the first one.
No, you absolutely do not need to see. There's no world in which you're gonna need to see the first one.
Maybe you don't, but
I mean,
I respect.
We could sum up the first one in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, then go ahead then.
The man who can stick to anything.
I'm trying to remember what her name is.
The man who can stick to anything. Giant totem.
Are you talking about Slipknot,
monsters.
the man who can climb everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
The man who gets his head blown off, who's like...
Yes. Listen, here's my summary. Here's my summary in 2 sentences. Man who can climb anything.
Okay,
giant totem golem battle.
You totally forgot that's Katana. She's got my back.
Katana got back.
And that was from Colonel Rick Flag, who definitely sounds like a guy who does like magic tricks on YouTube
or porn.
Can I take a random stab in the dark here about the nature of the character Katana?
Yeah. Yes. Please do.
Do they have a sword?
They do.
She does.
You know what?
Yeah.
What can I say?
You want to know the funny thing about the sword? The sword absorbs your soul. It's the sword that kills her husband, or that killed her husband, and she didn't. She just got the sword from whoever did it. Well, maybe she did. Who knows? But
fucking fans though, and they're gonna be very mad.
Rick Flag is out here just with his. The last life that sword is going to take will be her own, so her husband, or so she can finally be with her husband again.
What happens after she takes her own life? They just cannot get rid of the sword?
You know what? I don't know, because she doesn't die, so like we don't really get to know.
We'll never know.
Damn, I'm sure. I guess we never will.
I just love how we got like Slipknot and Katana are both introduced at
and
like the same time after we've gotten like this big high graphic introduction for every other character with like their like stat cards and all this stuff like, oh man, they're good at this and this and this and they hate Batman. And then you get Slipknot and he's introduced after they untime and they're like, this is Slipknot, the man who can climb anything. And then he tries to climb anything to get away and they kill him. And then they get onto the transport and then Katana comes in and Flag's just like, this is Katana. She's got my back. It's like, well, what is this movie? It's such a sack of shit. I still bought the extended edition so that I could try and catch the endings or the extra stuff. And let me tell you, made it worse.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
Because Man of Steel's extra content objectively made it a better movie.
Wait, Man of Steel has extra content?
Yeah. Or not Man of Steel, sorry, Batman vs. Superman. My bad.
Oh,
sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know that had extra content either.
Batman vs. Superman has a director's cut that just makes the movie more bearable. Like, not even. It's longer, so it's not as good, but it's like a lot more of the storylines have like pieces that build up to, so it's a lot better. It's a monkey's paw, truly.
I thought it was Batman versus Superman.
No, I'm so excited for Pete Davidson. I'm excited as fuck for John Cena. They're gonna be great. Stallone isn't.
Is John Cena playing the Joker?
No, John Cena plays Peacemaker, who is essentially, dude. Peacemaker is so fucking funny. It's what if Captain America, but if Captain America actually represented American war values. it's literally there will be peace, and it doesn't matter how many people I have to kill to get there. It's so good.
Yeah, I thought it was John Cena.
It's so good.
I love any character that's like not in real life, and I get so tired of them in many things, but I am a huge fan of peace through incredible violence as like a turn the trope on its head character every now and then.
Every now and again. I think he's going to be great. Idris Elba is always fucking great in anything he touches. Stallone plays fucking shark. What is it? Killer Shark, King Shark, What's his fucking name? King Shark.
King
I think it is.
Shark. Oh, good.
I think
Killer
so.
Croc.
I don't think they have Killer
King
Croc
Shark
in this. So
they do not. Killer Croc.
I gotta be honest. The
was
person
bad.
I'm least excited to see outside of Jared Leto, just because he's Jared Leto. By the way, y'all know Jared Leto has like an actual bona fide cult, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was. I feel
He's
like
got a
not
big
enough
cult.
people talk about how incredibly fucked up that is. How he's like, it's really weird. But anyway,
I don't know a ton of details about it. I just know that is a thing.
yeah, it's chill right now, but like that's how many cults start.
Fair enough.
There's a cult.
Yeah, it's just weird. Anyway, though,
Wait, what's the
In
cult?
Croatia.
Jared Leto
Anyway.
just has a cult.
Yeah.
Wait, when? When did he get one?
Within the last 5 years, I think.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know. He's just not.
I'll,
like
I'll do some research while we talk about who else Noah's not excited for.
Well, here's the thing: is I think that you want to be involved in this conversation because
Okay,
you
get a
are
cult.
excited about Pete Davidson, and I hate Pete Davidson.
And
I would
that's
like
fair.
you to-
And he's the king of Staten Island, though.
I hear he's the king of Staten Island.
You said he was in the news today?
What?
He was.
Oh, is that what you said? Oh, that's because you were doing a bit about.
No, he said he's the
Never
king
mind, I
of
get it.
Staten Island.
No, I thought you said earlier. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Keep going.
Oh no, I just don't like Pete Davidson. It's one of those things where Dan, I listen to you. I know you always say I need to give SNL more of a chance because you think I would really enjoy it more than I say I do.
No, I just think that
And-
it's hard for me to listen to people saying that it's terrible. It's not been good since the 80s when they haven't watched an episode since 2000.
Firstly, I've never
I know you
said
have
that.
now. I know you have now. You're fine.
I said it hasn't been good in ages, not since the 80s. I'm not willing to make that sort of claim, especially considering the 80s had some really just ass awful episodes.
Every SNL season has ass awful episodes. That's the point I try to make.
This is true. I gotta be honest though.
What a
Anyway,
great
a lot-
point in defense of something. Actually, most of it's got bad stuff.
Well, yeah. No, I'm saying it's no worse than it's ever been. Is my take. Except for
doesn't
the
make me like it.
ever was.
anyway.
Oh, this guy's a bit of a Talking
Anyway.
Heads fan.
Anyway, SNL.
Anyway,
Staying on topic.
I gotta be honest. A lot of the people that
That's
people are like excited about, like who was it that played the iceberg? What's
In
his
the
name?
Titanic?
It was like
The
a
iceberg?
skit about cancel culture, and he was playing the iceberg that hit the Titanic.
Oh wait, he was literally playing the iceberg. in the
Yes.
Titanic.
Fucking Bill and
I
Yang.
thought it was funny.
Fucking Yang.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I found that to be one of the stupidest things I've ever watched in my life. So
That's fair.
like, it makes it difficult for me when people are like, "Oh yeah, he's up and coming. He's gonna be a great addition." I'm like, that was so dumb though. However,
Yeah, you can.
However, it's not as bad as I've said it is, but man, a lot of the current crew they have, I just don't like them.
I think that's super fair. I think that's totally okay.
Pete Davidson is
Yeah,
really
like
up
the
there, and I don't
color
even know
too.
why.
I think it's his entire personality. Like genuinely, I think he has a really fucking grating, obnoxious personality that people find difficult to like suffer through.
I gotta be honest, it might be the way he looks at you. He's got
How does he
this,
look at Dan?
he's got like that face when he's like staring at the camera sometimes. You know what I mean?
The only face I can think of is him making a shit-eating grin. So no.
I don't know. No,
Don't
yeah,
worry
I'm
about
fine.
it.
I'm fine in the face that I'm seeing, but maybe it's not exactly what I don't know. I just don't like his face. I think that might be where it lands.
Damn.
I just
said he's ugly.
it's
don't
not that he's
love
ugly.
him.
He gives me bad vibes.
I don't
no valid reason.
I don't love Pete Davidson. I like him more now than I ever have before, just because it very much seems like he's realized that he's been a piece of shit and is trying to get his life back on track, which I can respect. But no, I think that it's gonna be very funny to see him do actual acting instead of SNL acting. That's all. I think it's gonna be funny to see him in a relatively bigger deal than like a random skit on SNL that he
So
did.
have you not seen The King of Staten Island then?
I don't particularly.
I've
You
never seen
haven't
it.
seen it?
No.
What do you mean you don't particularly have seen it?
I don't particularly have seen it.
What does that mean?
Means
Am
what
I
I
bugging
said.
right now?
I don't know what's so hard to understand about this. I don't particularly have seen it.
I got a quick question about Pete Davidson. How is he
Yeah.
planning on removing all of his tattoos? Because that's not really how it works.
I think it's the same way that the Marilyn Manson removed his ribs.
Oh, yeah, never mind. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think it's the same procedure.
Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I like him more, like I said, I like him because it very much seems like, especially lately, he's starting to like grow up and act like a fucking, not even act like an adult, he's just deciding to be better, I guess would be a better way to say that. He very much feels like he's been deciding to be better, and I can always respect that. That said, according to by all accounts, he has and always has been kind of a dick. So it's fine.
All right.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of most of the SNL cast right now. Anyway, I don't want to talk about SNL. I'll go in the weeds on that. And I haven't watched SNL in too long. What I do want to get in the weeds on. You guys
smoking weed?
you ever stayed in a hotel?
He's getting weed right now. What
Have
about
I ever
hotels?
stayed in a hotel, Dan?
Have you ever stayed in a hotel?
No, I don't think
Yeah.
I have.
Okay. So, well, Jackson then. Jackson, you stay in a hotel. You ever
Yeah,
you know,
I'm a
make your
hotel stayer.
reservation? You get your reservation online. You know, you do your
I
reservation
don't.
online. You fill out all the forms. You get the confirmation email that's like, hey, we're excited to have you.
They never tell me that.
A couple weeks go by, you get your second confirmation email. It's like, hey, we're real excited to have you. Just so you know, here's all the details, just to make sure you have them. Then you drive for like 14 hours. You finally make it to the hotel, and it's been closed for 9 months.
You guys, did you get scammed?
No, absolutely not. It was so this is Michelle's parents were in town over the weekend. They
Did
were
they
going to
get
stay at a
scammed?
holiday. They did not. It was like the I don't think it was Holiday Inn, but I don't remember who it was. Whatever. We're gonna call it Holiday Pin. They went to the Holiday Pin site and
Yeah, we don't want
used
big
their
hotel
actual
businesses mad at us. Thank
Yeah,
God.
exactly. They
God forbid.
used their portal to do all the do it all.
Bored?
And for some reason, their site didn't register that the location had been closed since the beginning of COVID.
Oh my
At
gosh.
least. And so they drive and they pull up on a fucking abandoned hotel.
Sometimes you do.
Literally 14 hours.
Yeah.
And we go we go back through and on Google it has great reviews. It's fine. It accepts dogs, which is a big deal. Michelle tells me that, hey, just off the side, I just out of nowhere, I was like, oh, I'll make sure that the address is right. I'll send it off to them again. She sees a single review on their on the actual site, on the actual whatever fucking hotel it was site. That's this place is permanently closed. Posted 2 months ago that they somehow missed when they were applying the first time, or not applying.
Happens to the best of
That
us,
is
honestly.
so funny.
It's very funny. It's also a little cursed. What intern fucking was in charge of taking down or disabling the ability to reserve that to get a room at that location and just didn't for months. Literally.
Good for them.
It was the most. I'm sitting here, Michelle and I are like, damn, they're really taking a while. I hope they're okay. And then we're like, haha, they're probably fine. They probably just, took a wrong turn and ended up in Manhattan or something.
You hate it when that
classic.
happens.
LOL classic.
What are these guys from Queens or something?
LOL classic. And yeah, absolutely not. It was just no longer existing.
I gotta be honest,
Yeah.
when you told us that you wanted to talk about hotels that aren't, I had no idea what you were going to lead in with. I was
Yeah.
100% unsure as to what you could possibly mean, and somehow
This is still outside
so
of what you
much-
expected.
It's not only outside what I expected, but it's so much better than what I expected.
Mhm. Yeah, dude, absolutely hog wild.
That's great.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers hog wild.
Wow.
That's never happened to me, actually.
No, it isn't.
As a hotel
I
stayer,
can
figured should let you
say
know.
confidently that has probably not happened to a lot of people.
I can think of at least 2 people that I know that it's happened to.
That it has happened to. Yeah, so can I, actually, now that you mention it.
I don't. I actually can't.
It's like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Insane. So y'all been cooking anything cool recently? Not to
I made
derail the
pasta today,
conversation.
I made pasta today, and then the tomatoes in it were bad, and then the tomato sauce I put into it after I removed the tomatoes was also bad.
Oof.
And not bad and didn't taste good, bad as in
Unedible.
rancid.
Oh, that's
Eh.
rough. I'm very sorry to hear that.
I survive.
Do
You
you?
push through these things.
Please tell me you didn't eat it anyway.
No, I'm not
Okay.
insane.
Okay. Well, sometimes people say, well, what are you going to do? Implying that, you would also have eaten this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, actually, I wouldn't. But, yeah, I'm making, those like, for lack of a better word, pickled ramen eggs, marinated ramen eggs.
Like the soy eggs?
Yeah, I'm making some of those.
Yeah, I know those. Like right now, as we speak, they're being made.
Yeah, sitting in the fridge.
That's fun.
I'm really excited.
You ever do like a beet pickled eggs before?
I haven't, but
those are
my
favorite.
dad has done them before, and I love them a lot. They're very, very good. I don't know. I feel like I derailed conversation by accident with that. I apologize. Go ahead, Jackson.
No, you just wanted to flex about making soy eggs.
I did. I had to go to Walmart to get mirrors so that I could make them because I thought we had some here because I bought a lot like 8 months ago so that I could do it. And it has slowly been used.
How many eggs do you eat in a week?
Oh, not many.
Really?
No. I always have.
Dan, how many eggs do you eat in a week?
A lot on hand, but I don't eat them very quickly.
You just look at them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Dan, how many eggs do you eat in a week?
Can't believe Dan died.
Yeah, me too. Can't believe Dan hates eggs so much he won't speak to me.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. My dog's barking in the background. About 3, 4, something like that. But the thing is, like, that's on like a pure average. Like across the course of a month,
some days
I'll eat
he
like
eats
4
like
eggs.
20 eggs.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. It's like when we make something with eggs, we tend to use eggs. When we make something with eggs, we tend to use like a dozen eggs at a time.
Well, I'm not talking like baking. Like if you're like
no, I'm talking like in food of some kind, not eggs by themselves, but like in food of some kind. Whether it's ramen.
If you're cooking eggs with other things, that doesn't count as eating eggs.
But I'll accept like scrambled eggs in a breakfast burrito or like a fried egg in a breakfast sandwich. But if you're trying to tell me
a soft-boiled egg and some ramen,
yeah, like stuff like that, I'll accept. But if you're trying to say, yeah, I made pancakes and the pancakes had an egg in it for binding,
no, I'm saying what I said. I'm
if you're trying to tell me, yeah, I made a chocolate cake and it had 2 eggs in it, I'm being healthy as hell.
What are you talking about? It's like
that's what it sounds like you were saying.
This guy thinks he made a souffle, so he eats a dozen eggs.
I'm talking like in various forms and with other things. Like I'll have like fucking.
Hey guys, I ate like 6 eggs last night because I made carbonara.
Y'all listen. Y'all ask me a question and then make fun of me for it every week. I come in here like I actually have an opinion on this. That everyone's like, no, Dan, your opinion stupid, and also your face is stupid.
But Dan, we were just asking you how many eggs you eat. Then you're like, well, I use eggs in baking. And that wasn't.
No, that's not what I said. I said I use eggs in other things. You did say you use eggs in baking.
And it did make it seem like you were trying to claim that like a cake counted as eating eggs. And
I apologize,
it counts as using eggs for the
thought
purpose of a household. Yeah, I thought you were talking about like you will make a cake and be like, yep, I ate a couple eggs today. All right, as long as it's not that.
That is the reason I was coming at you like that. I apologize that that's not what you actually said.
No. Accept your apology.
Okay.
6 a day is too many.
You know what? I would agree with that. That's a lot of eggs to eat every day.
That is 6 eggs a day is too many eggs.
How many bagels is too many bagels to eat in a week?
I feel like we talked about this, and I feel like we landed.
We have, but I just want to see where everyone stands. Because I don't know you changed.
See, I'm good with 2 bagels a day, but I feel like, which amounts to about 14 a week is fine. However, if you're going to do 14 bagels a week, and then you had like 4 bagels one day, and no bagels another day, that's where I'm going to start to be like, oh, there's too many bagels. But that's just me.
I don't know. I've discovered more and more recently that I'm really only okay on bagels.
What?
I can't believe you went to the bagel capital of the world and you're like, actually, bagels? Kind of shit.
Not that good. Yeah, that's really upsetting to me.
I don't know. Like, I like bagels well enough. I just always expect them to be a little bit better, and they're always like, that's fine. You know?
I don't know. I distinctly don't know what you're talking about. In that regard, I've never been underwhelmed by a bagel.
I feel like I am perpetually underwhelmed by bagels.
I've been either overwhelmed or sufficiently whelmed.
I do like a good sufficient whelming.
Just the proper amount of whelming.
Please whelm responsibly.
I hate this. Can y'all hear the birds in the background?
No. Do you hear the dog in the background?
Every now and then.
Do you hear the people singing
the songs of dogs in the background?
It is the music of a dog in the background, I hear.
I think that dog is pretty whelmed.
It was super humid today because we had a downpour that lasted from last night until intermittently breaking for just sprinkles, but it continued to rain heavily pretty much until 3 p.m. today. So I have all the windows in the house open because it's nice and cool out right now, but the birds are really loud right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I feel like it used to rain longer when I was a kid.
Rain used to be better, you know.
I mean,
It's not like-
objectively, probably true. The planet is dying.
Yeah, but the planet might not be dying in the sense that like it rains less.
What?
You know?
Depending on where
It
you
might
are, that
be.
is exactly the way that the
Well,
planet
yeah,
is
but
dying.
it might be. But I'm not like a climate expert. I can't tell you the reason why I feel like rainstorms have gotten shorter is because of that. I'm just saying maybe I feel like when I was a kid, I definitely like maybe I just experienced the rain more fully. You know, like I like made a day of it. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go outside. It's raining.
So actually, I was kind of thinking about that today. I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like a lot of it is because when it rained when I was a kid, I knew it was raining. But when I'm working, I don't get to experience the rain. Sometimes I don't even know it's raining until I walk into the hallway, talk to my coworker, and the lightning strikes the building, and I see electricity zap inside the entryway above his head, which happened.
Amazing.
That was really weird. Never seen that before.
That's pretty rad. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of a huge fan.
Cool. It was real cool. I assume electricity struck the building. I can't know that for sure, but the flash and the boom were instantaneous, and there was electricity that volted in our entryway. So,
Nice.
Arked. I'm sorry, not volted. What the hell am I saying? It arced in the entryway.
Arked in the Entryway is a really solid album title, or song title rather.
It is. But yeah, I really wish that I was at home so I could have sat on my porch and had a beer and watch it just absolutely destroy everything with water.
You know, I will say that has been like we get a lot of like humidity, at least where I'm at right now. This past year, we get a shitload of humidity and like general wetness. I don't feel. I think I've only had one big storm since I've moved here.
How
Like one
close to the
really big.
ocean
Like
are you?
let's see.
Like if
How
you could,
far
if you could,
from me to the ocean?
I love that you can
Can you just
Google
do
that.
that?
Yeah, he can.
Take me to the beach. That is not what I wanted. How far away is the sea?
Ooh, the sea.
Allow. How far away is the sea from where I am? Calculating.
Alexa, how far is Dan away from the sea? One of the 7. 8 now, actually.
Oh, which there's a
Eight?
new one.
It's the Southern Sea instead of being called like, you know, the Arctic Sea. It's the Southern Sea.
Oh, and
Yeah, but does
Or
that
the
mean
Antarctic
another
Sea.
one though, or is it just?
Yeah,
Yeah, but is that
it's
another one?
yeah. They decided to name it its own thing. It is now the 8th sea.
it's stuck on
So they
calculating.
they cut one of the
This site
seas in
is
half.
garbage.
Then.
Yeah, they took away from other oceans, but you know,
There's not like more. They didn't just like discover a new one.
they discovered new water. It's been
That'd
hidden
be
under
crazy.
Russia all this time.
That'd be kind of weird if they were just like, "Hey, by the way, we found a new like sea."
Well, it's like that sometimes. Dan, are you having troubles figuring out
Dude,
exactly?
it's absolutely straight up not working. Hold on.
So if you go to
right-click,
Google Maps, there's a way
Measure
that
distance.
yeah, there it is.
Right click. I'm gonna count outside of the bay technically as being because like to the bay it's a lot closer, but to get to
Well,
the
how
actual
close is the bay?
ocean, to get to the upper bay and outside is 10 miles.
Okay.
To get
so
to the ocean,
the gist of what I was
another
shooting
like
for
20.
is
It's like 30
you're
miles
near-
total.
I was like, you're near a like major body of water, much like back in Erie where we live right on top of a lake. Was the only thing I was going for.
Yes, and that if it's just to get to water, I am fucking click.
He's about to walk out his front door and walk right into the water.
He's just gonna.
I mean,
accidentally
I'm
go
literally like, what is this body of water from the Hackensack River?
Hackensack
the
River.
hacky sack.
You're at the Hacky Sack River? That's cool, dude.
I am less than 2 miles from the Hackensack River.
I
The
can't believe you
lions,
live right
like
near
the animals. Are you guys excited for? I think you should leave season 2.
I am excited for I think you should leave season 2.
I don't know that I've ever been more excited for something. Well, no, I definitely have, but it's up there.
I'm excited for that. A friend of mine has been sending me on TikTok a lot of clips of Nathan For You saying, I know you
Oh, I
don't
love
watch
Nathan
this
For
show,
You.
so you need to watch this. And the more clips I see, the more I know I need to just sit down and watch this show. Like the one episode you were telling us about where he like priced their TVs at $1, but then protected them behind an alligator.
With the alligator. That one's good. The best one is still the Claw of Shame.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that
Which-
one.
If you ever get the chance, that one is the best one in my opinion. And then there's also, let's see, what else has he got? The gas station rebate one is phenomenal.
I have seen bits of that
The
episode.
twist ending.
Yeah, I've seen.
The twist ending is so good.
I think that's all that I've actually seen of it is the twist ending.
Because like that's one of the few times where like Nathan is just like, "What are you
Dumbfounded.
talking about?" And like is genuinely just like, "No, like what are you talking about?"
It's like that, and then the guy who's like, "Well, how can you prove the Holocaust is real? You weren't there." Because I feel like
Yeah,
he was pretty dumbfounded by that one too.
Yeah, there's a couple times where like people will get on the show and just like, because he's just talking to like people, like, and sometimes someone will just espouse like an insane opinion, and he's just like, "No, wait, what are you actually talking about?"
It's insane to me what people will say when they think that everyone in the room agrees with them.
Yeah, that is, I think that's kind of like one of the things he like brings out is like his blind support of what people say for the most part will just encourage them to go that little bit farther and say something that then everyone's just like, yeah, it's a masterclass in being Nathan Fielder. He's just he's something, an inspiration, some might say.
I would say that.
Oh, you oh.
No, I would,
Well,
as in like I agree.
Jackson
Yeah,
knows. He's just shocked that someone agreed with him.
Well, I think he's just, the show is like really good a lot of the times, but sometimes I'm just like it kind of hits the what's the show that Larry David made that's not Seinfeld?
Oh yeah.
You know the one.
I do know the one. Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of the name?
It's called Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's it. I was just trying to think of the theme at the end because I'm like, it's the blank theme. It was but yeah, no,
it's kind of like that where it's just really hard to watch at times.
it's really hard to watch. I can't believe Seinfeld only has 9 seasons. What?
You know, it's one of the great mysteries of life.
I-
You a big Seinfeld fan, Dan?
No.
You a Seinfeld enemy?
No. I have no feelings about Seinfeld pretty much at all. Yeah. I would love to say, you know, I have a hot take here, and like I'm like, damn, Seinfeld really be like. But the fact is that I could not tell you the last time I've even thought about Seinfeld.
I would
Damn.
say probably within the last couple minutes if I had to guess.
That's fair. That is true.
Thank you.
I like this Google question. Did Seinfeld quit Seinfeld?
There is an interview that's really good with Larry King. That's Jerry Seinfeld goes on like Larry King's show. And Larry King's like, oh well, like so like they didn't cancel you, and Seinfeld's like, canceled? They didn't cancel me. I canceled them.
I hate this.
But it's also like it's kind of like funny, but also like Jerry Seinfeld is like genuinely upset in the interview, and it's like hard to watch.
I just don't like Jerry
that sounds
Seinfeld.
unpleasant. I agree. And I just feel like we should have better comedians.
I feel like his show was really good, almost in spite of him.
You know what? I can back that.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy Seinfeld, but also because like the whole thing of Seinfeld is like, yeah, these people suck. And then they tried to like make it like a play at the end. They're like, yeah, secretly they all sucked the whole time. But it's like everyone knew you sucked, Jerry. That's why they were laughing. But you know, it's so funny. And it's more of like it literally is a sitcom. It's situational. It's the antics that they get up to that are the source of the comedy, not Jerry Seinfeld's stand-up bit at the start of every episode. That's not the funny part.
No, that's one might say it's the worst part of many episodes.
Yeah, but I feel like he doesn't know that.
Although I will say,
Should somebody tell him?
I don't think anybody told him.
Damn.
I gotta be
that's
honest
kinda
though,
cold.
I think one of the funniest things ever is just knowing that if Seinfeld gets mentioned, that Jackson will be like, George, what are you doing
George,
talking
it's
about
fun."
the Seinfeld? And that is funnier than anything Jerry has done
I was just about to say that is literally
easily
the
within
funniest
the
part of
last
Seinfeld.
20 years.
I think
Seinfeld's
that's-
voice is funny. As a comedian, I know this.
I can't believe I can believe that you're funnier than Jerry Seinfeld. I'm sorry that I was about to say something very offensive.
Wow.
Damn, I
It
can't believe
impresses
that
me
Noah was
too,
about to
but-
say something offensive. Who would have possibly seen this coming?
Boo. Bad joke.
How's your past 7?
Not bad. Not bad. I've been out here
Not bad.
doing things.
Oh,
You know how it be. I made carbonara and found out that I had
yeah, you should put in.
I found out that I had no spaghetti. So I had to make it with rotini.
No.
And because
Ugh.
I like rotini, However,
Mhm.
because rotini is rotini, it's really hard to keep the sauce moving, and the eggs scrambled a tiny bit. It was still very good, but it could have been way better.
I feel like that's definitely like the biggest Noah's Italian corner. I wanted to make some carbonara, but turns out I was out of spaghetti.
I do love Noah's Italian Corner.
It's one of the best segments.
How
That
many?
is definitely
I was
recurring.
gonna say, how many corners do we have now? How many corners is too many corners in a week?
Well, we're
In a
not
week?
limited to a single room, so
It's true. I feel like in a week we shouldn't go over 4 because that just kind of makes
Okay.
sense, right?
That does
But
make sense. Yeah.
All in all,
Yeah.
we can have as many rooms with as many corners as we want to. What if we had one of those wackadoo octagon rooms?
Oh, I knew
then
somebody
we
growing up who had
then we
one of
would
those.
have 8 corners. I would
You
say.
did too, actually, Noah.
I actually never went to their house. I've never seen their house. All I knew
it was
that their house
weird.
had an octagon.
Their house
There
You
was an
guys know
octagon.
people with an octagon room?
Yeah,
Their whole house was an octagon with like 3
Weird as
layers.
hell.
It was like a 3-floor octagon. It was a very weird. The entire ground floor was open concept and had like the kitchen and living room and dining room. I assume the upper floors had bedrooms and such, but obviously I was not allowed up in the upper floors.
Why not?
Because their daughter was super into me and did not want me in their house.
Their daughter didn't want you in their house?
No, their daughter did want me in the house. Probably too much.
Okay, in the octagon?
Mm-hmm.
Usually when someone asks you to get in the octagon with them, it's not.
It's not that. Yeah,
It's
no.
not
It's not a
a
sexy
romantic
thing. They
thing.
just
I
kind of
found
want to
out
beat
how
the
hard
shit
it
out
It
of
is wrestling though. One could argue.
There's no octagon in wrestling.
I'm aware it was okay.
It's
Dan,
an MMA.
in wrestling, they have the ring, and it's not really a circle either, but like we work with it.
Yeah, no,
Oh, wait, we do?
You know what?
Wait,
I don't take
we wrestlers?
The octagon's actually
You
an
guys are-
MMA thing.
No, you ever talk about your sumo experience?
I must have, right? I
I don't
feel
know.
like I
I
did.
feel like you have to have. It's been a year or two though. You should bring it up again.
Okay. I mean, it's been a year or 2 since I did sumo, so that's like the thing. But yeah, no, my friends and I used to get together. All my friends who do like MMA and like fight semi-professionally get together and do sumo wrestling in the summer at the beach. And I used to go out for that all the time. That was a blast and a half. I liked that a lot. I'm bad at it. But also I got to be honest, it is a lot harder to it's a lot harder to do sumo when you're not like wearing the diaper things, because so much of sumo is about grabbing the diaper and using
The
it as
butt.
leverage to throw people. Yeah, and then you grab the butt. But,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Noah's playing by his own rules out there.
Oh, you know it. But yeah, it's the rules of
What is
sumo
this,
are pretty
some
great.
kind of Sumo
you s-
side squad?
You
Sumo.
no. Okay. Anyway, so like
Suicide Squad.
So here's how it works, right? You
Mm.
start with all four limbs on the ground. And then as soon as you go, your hands, no part of your body can touch the ground outside of your feet for the rest of the time. And you can't get tossed out of the ring. You're not allowed to hit people, but you can open palm strike them. So like
Oh, damn.
an actual key part of real sumo stuff is slapping their stomachs around. Like you slap the stomachs inside and you're like boom, 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 trying to get them like thrown off. But another very key part is grabbing the diaper and using that to like torque someone over.
It's probably not called a diaper, right?
No, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, I don't know what else to call it. The sumo underwear.
Okay.
It has a name and it's important, and I really should remember that, but I don't. So yeah, I don't know. I would recommend it if you ever get the chance to do it. I don't know. We set up like a 10-foot ring in the sand. We used to bring a rake to rake the rocks out, so we had like a nice clean patch of sand. And then you dig a little trench so that everyone knows where the ring is, and someone goes around and watches, and then you just keep swapping out. Definitely make sure that everyone has like some equal playing field action going on, because we ended up having a football player join us at one point. And if there's one thing a football player is good at, it's pushing you down when you're locked up. And I gotta be honest, he killed all the fun by being too good at that part, because he didn't need any wrestling know-how. And that's what everyone else was doing, was trying to do wrestling things to make things work. And that was fun. But then this guy just had the upper body push strength to do it, which like, that's cool. Makes sense. Was not as fun as trying to outsmart people. And I was never good at the outsmarting people thing anyway. I always tried to brute force it, which is why I lost a lot. But it was still fun, you know? Just not against Scott.
Scott.
Fuck you, Scott.
Scott! What are you
No,
doing
you
sumo
can't do-
wrestling? How were your last 7, Jackson? Outside of the rancid tomato sauce.
What did I do? You know, I couldn't tell you.
I feel like that's a really great question that I have a really hard time answering. You know?
Yeah, I feel like it's a really simple question too. That sometimes it's just like trying to rack my brain. I mean, I went Mari's sister's graduation party. I went to that.
Mhm.
It was pretty fun.
Nice.
You know, it's food. Food was good. Then Father's Day, so I went to my parents' house yesterday and hung out with them. Went to dinner. And that's kind of it. I've just been doing classes. I'm back in school for the summer, so like they're pretty short. So it's the entire semester like boiled down to a 5-week period.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like nonstop. But yeah, that's my past 7. You know what happened to Dan with the whole hotel
Yeah.
fiasco?
It wasn't even there.
Yeah, it's true.
I guess there really wasn't a hotel fiasco because there wasn't a hotel.
That is also true. There was in fact no hotel. That was the problem.
In fact, one could say that was the fiasco.
You could actually. You could say that.
You know, actually, I got something. I got something that I forgot about. I remembered it because I watched it from my brain. But I ordered food from the Wiz Khalifa restaurant.
The what now?
You heard me. From the Wiz Khalifa restaurant.
There's
it's a
more
thing.
context that I need, I think.
Yeah, it's a thing. There's just a restaurant owned by Wiz Khalifa. It's called Hot Box. I looked into it a little bit. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 100% sure that it is one of those like ghost kitchens that only exist on Uber Eats.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't really find any information or address or phone number for it. And it was like heavily pushed by Uber Eats to be like, you can get like, I got like $20 off. And I was like, oh, that's a great deal. And yeah, it was bad. That's kind of it. They had like tater tots they were selling. I just don't trust places that sell tater tots, honestly. I don't know if I've ever had like a great tater tots experience.
Why don't you trust tater tots though?
I've never had a great experience with them. I've only ever had like, they always taste the same.
I mean, I don't disagree with that statement, but my they all are the same experience has always been neutral to good.
I feel like mine's also been mostly neutral and sometimes neutral to good, but because it's been mostly neutral, I'm like, I would just rather have French fries every single time or onion rings. The tots don't do it for me.
I'm a huge top boy. I'm not gonna lie. I would almost.
Really?
There are very few situations where I would prefer fries to tots. Like there are some, right? Like you can't have tots in a burger. Not my thing. Tots in a sandwich, though. That's the shit.
I disagree. I'd rather have chips with the sandwich.
I'm not like a regular chip guy.
Oh, I'm a regular chips guy, but I'm not a kettle cooked chips guy.
Interesting. Kettle cooked are the
Too
only
crunchy.
kind of chips that I do like.
Crunchy.
I don't know. I gotta be with Dan here. They're not the only chips I like, but I do love kettle cooked chips because a lot of the time you're gonna get better flavor options with a kettle cooked chip.
I agree, and that's the sad thing because they're too crunchy and I don't like them, but they are always better. Like there's like the pepperoncini kettle cooked chips, and they're phenomenal.
That sounds really good.
They hurt my mouth, and I'm sad for it. I wish the flavors were available in regular chips, but they're not.
Yeah, we got garlic parmesan kettle chips the other day.
Ooh.
And they are so good. So good.
How good are they?
I already said it.
Damn, he did already say it, didn't he? Fuck. I don't know what to do now.
They're so
Actually, that
good.
reminds me, dudes, in fact,
Oh, there's 2 of us.
made risotto for the first time.
Ooh.
We did mushroom and
I literally had mushroom risotto like 2 days ago and it was fucking amazing.
it was so much easier to make than I thought it would be. And it's
Really?
so
Definitely
good.
gassed up like it's hard to make.
That is actually fascinating to me. I need to know all the details.
Okay, so I looked up a recipe and then I promptly ignored the recipe. And here's what I did. I took, I want to say probably, I don't know what the weight of the packages are, but Nina bought a package of shiitake mushrooms and a package of the baby portobellas. And I took
shiitake mushrooms.
like half the portobellas and a third of the shiitakes, and I seared them and then I boiled the shit out of them with some herbs and salt and water and made a mushroom stock. Those mushrooms are still good because you really can't, unlike meat, you really can't boil the flavor out of mushrooms They give a lot of flavor, and then you can still use them. So if you want like a mushroom like omelet, where the mushrooms are like canned mushroom levels of flavor rather than fresh mushroom, it's still good, you know? So you got that option. But then you take that stock and you set it to the side and keep it hot. And then you take like your garlic, your onions, your shallots, whatever it is that you're going to put in there. I would recommend garlic and shallot. You take that, and I cooked it up with a shit ton of butter. Just like so much butter. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. Before I did that, I did chop up a huge bunch of mushrooms that was going to go into the risotto. Okay? Take that, cook it, set it to the side. Now, we take the butter, the garlic and shallots, and your rice. So after you've sweated down the garlic and shallots a little bit, you toss your rice in and you toast that up in the butter too. And then you add a bunch of white wine, and once that cooks down, you just keep pouring in some of that mushroom stock until your rice is done. And when the rice is done, you toss in your mushrooms, you toss in some Parmesan, you salt and pepper to taste, and it's done. And it's so good.
Amazing. I'm not going to lie to you. That sounds very, very good.
Couldn't recommend it more. It's a really relatively easy thing to cook that makes you feel stupidly fancy.
You know what? That's fair. I would feel very fancy with that.
Yeah, I feel like risotto is one of those things that people will definitely pay a ridiculous amount of money for when it's kind of just like rice and broth.
I mean, yeah, but like all food is just, two smaller things.
No, not always though, because like rice and broth are borderline free. They're so cheap.
I can't disagree with that. Rice and broth is an easier thing to combine than like if you were, as long as we're on the subject of Gordon Ramsay food, you got your risotto and you've got a beef Wellington. Beef Wellington is not something that you can dumb down that easily, whereas risotto is like, oh, that's all that is.
And it's because the ingredients for like the beef Wellington are expensive, and the problem is the menu price is almost going to be the same as the risotto.
That's true.
It's so that's my
so worth your time. So worth your time, especially since you can, if you want to, because the recipe that I saw technically wanted me to add chicken stock in and then mushrooms later. So I didn't do that. But if you wanted to take like an unsalted chicken stock and then augment that with mushrooms or something like, because it's really easy to take a boxed chicken stock and just make it better by adding some seared vegetables and then boiling it and then straining out the vegetables,
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to spruce it up that way and just make something different, you can. It's super easy. I don't know. It was fun. I liked it. You just got to make sure you move it because that helps. It helps make the starch into the cream sauce.
Yeah, I need it. I need it very badly. Like Michelle and I make a lot of good food, but every now and again I'm like, damn, I really just need to learn how to make this at home because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like risotto is a good place to start with that because it is not ridiculous, but it is way
easier than one might think.
Yeah, and it's also way cheaper to make at home too.
Well, yeah,
that's like more than other things because some things you're like, wow, actually making this at home isn't that much cheaper.
Yeah, it's almost not worth
things,
it. But there are some, yeah.
Oh, that's
like, especially with things that you need to make a giant batch of to make any of.
Yeah.
You know what actually falls into that that realm a lot is if you're trying to recreate anything that you're going to find at a Chinese buffet.
True. You know what? I can back that.
I don't know if I back that actually.
Oh, okay.
I generally find if you're trying to make Chinese buffet food, the time and money that you put into it, because I mean, obviously you're going to put in more time into making it yourself, but some of that stuff without having access to like some pre-prepped frozen items that you're going to have access to as a restaurant and things like that, I gotta be honest, it doesn't always feel worth it with how much you end up having to spend for it. It's almost always
I'll
better
agree for some of the things for sure. But I feel like for a lot of them, like you don't have to make a giant batch or have a whole bunch of like ingredients. But yeah, there are some things, and I think the main strength of it is the variety that you have available immediately.
That definitely helps too.
Like the variety is the real strength.
See, because we tried to do like orange beef, and that was really good. We fried it, we like cornstarch fry, and then tossed it in our glaze, and it was really, really tasty. However, we used up the entire package of beef for what ended up being approximately 3.5 servings. on top of everything else that we had to use to make the sauce and get the rice and all that type of stuff, that's a little prohibitive.
Yeah,
That
that's a
is
lot.
indeed.
Now, if you're going to do like a chicken dish, I mean, you can buy 70 pounds of chicken for a smile. So like you're pretty okay in that regard. Also,
This guy's got an award-winning smile after all.
I don't know. Chicken thighs are just good. I got
Chicken thighs
really
are
tired of
I agree.
chicken after my last job. But
I
I'm just
And
sick of
chicken
chicken
thighs brought
breast,
you
as
back.
it turns out. Chicken thighs are great.
prefer chicken breast, but
I also
whenever I'm at
do.
the grocery store, I'm like, it's a third the price for the chicken thighs. I'm getting them.
Chicken
And
breasts are
because
great
I
if you
also
do the
like
right
them
stuff.
very much.
I'm a huge fan of taking chicken breasts and then you layer them over lemon slices. I like to,
Ooh.
garlic, salt, and pepper both sides, and then you put them on lemon slices with lemon slices on top, and you just demolish those things in the oven. The lemon keeps it moist, and it's so good. It's
I am a huge fan. Michelle and I slice open chicken breast and then kind of stuff all sorts of like pepperoncinis and lemon and different types of like zucchini and stuff like that in them, and that shit turns out fucking amazing.
That also sounds very good.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm very hungry now. I have not eaten dinner. I think we need to wrap this up because I need to eat something now.
I apologize that you
also-
haven't eaten yet.
For context, I basically ran home from work to make it here in time and was still 10 minutes late.
I would still call it on time.
And he's on thin ice with the podcast, honestly.
It's true. It's true.
He's-
They're trying
he's
to.
almost out.
Jackson's trying to push me out. He's been
Yeah,
he's been working on it for years.
I said
Sowing
one
the
more, and
seeds.
that's it. And here we are today. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens in the aftermath in the meeting.
In the big meeting where we're still going to keep Dan from actually going to get food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where we definitely are having a meeting, and it's a thing we do all the time, and it's real.
That sounds right.
Did you know that TPain had a 4-year depressive episode because Usher told him he was a negative impact on music because of him like using autotune?
That's rough.
It's also
Imagine
objectively
getting told off by
incorrect.
Usher,
Of all people.
and it's also it's Usher.
and
That
like
is true.
firstly, autotune has this wild, weird reputation that it doesn't deserve because every produced song you've ever heard uses autotune.
Correct.
TPain is using autotune as an instrument. That is not the way
Correct.
people use autotune. It is a very specific style that he pioneered. It's a whole thing. Usher's an idiot.
I mean, yeah. What's a good Usher song?
All the ones that have other people on them,
Damn.
And what's a good T-Pain song?
all of them. I
I
rest
don't
my
know
case.
if I agree with this. I don't know if I agree with this take, but I do
You,
respect
you don't
for
like
having it.
T-Pain?
I have no feelings about T-Pain.
You have no feelings about T-Pain.
No, T-Pain belongs in this category of artists that I just know practically nothing about and don't really care to learn about.
Boo.
Like I don't have any negative opinion about it. I just
Boo.
Amelia does not like that I don't like T-Pain. Apparently.
Yeah, good.
Well, okay, Dan, we can wrap this up so that you can go eat.
Thank you. Just sitting here like, damn, are they really just gonna keep going? And the answer is
Yeah.
That's the
yes.
plan.
Pretty much. Wait,
The
how
answer
many,
is yes. They're gonna.
how many ratings did we have
What?
last time? Do we have 13 or 14?
Noah,
I don't remember, dude.
you know that none of us know. Why would you ask?
Because I was hoping one of you would know. I'm checking through.
I would absolutely
It doesn't
never.
look like we got any new. It doesn't look like we got anything new. Okay, it's still at 14. Okay, but still.
That or what we did get was put us exactly the same average.
The same average that you can find on Apple Podcasts, where you can review off the air to give us a little bump so that we can beat Joe Rogan's old standing number on Apple Podcasts and the Office Lady's current standing number on Apple Podcasts.
True.
You can do that for us by giving us a 5-star review and giving us a little help out. I don't know why I did it that way. That was kind of weird. But regardless, that's not important right now. I don't know why I'm saying things like this. Follow
Yeah,
us.
what's going on, Noah?
Do things, that, and the other. And we'll be back next week to hopefully talk a little more coherently because we won't be recording on a Monday.
Damn,
true, it
Noah,
is- it
you
is
fucking
Monday.
now look at you. You've shown behind the curtain.
I'm sorry,
I
I
hate
forgot that you work
Mondays.
regular office hours on Sunday.
But I love lasagna. Who am I? It's a riddle.
I don't know.
Hates Mondays and loves lasagna.
Is it? Oh, it's Dan because he's hungry.
It's Dan because he's hungry.